Yo, what's up everybody? Chris Douglas here with You, Me, Spirituality, and we are still cruising through this Self-Transformational Series because, of course, I want you to be the best version of yourself so that we can change this world and make it the most beautiful, vibrant place ever, right? Right. So, today's video is going to be super simple, and it's going to make you do a little bit of research on yourself if you haven't done it already. So going through this process, maybe you're starting to ask yourself, Chris, who am I really? What should I be doing with my life? This doesn't feel right what I'm doing, but I don't know what I should do. I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. Where am I going? What am I doing? Well, guys, I'll tell you something very powerful that I did early on in my self-discovery and self-transformational process. Was I somehow fell into astrology and numerology out of the blue. And ironically, I picked it up quickly due to a past life that I believe I was a master astrologer and maybe a little bit of a psychic. But through this process of understanding astrology and numerology and even Enneagrams and Myers-Briggs, if you take all these tests, there should be some congruency between it. Even to the exact, if you find a really detailed astrology book on your birthday, like me for instance, I'm in Barnes & Noble and I'm looking at this astrology book that is like, hey Chris, read me. And I was like, okay, I'll open it up. So I go to my birthday. People born on March 15th are typically business leaders or CEOs and also directors or actors. And I was like, ironic. I switched to that at age 28. That's what I'm doing now. What? How does it know that? And then, but ironically, after looking at my astrology, it says that I'm the entrepreneur. Then I go to my numerology 11, the entrepreneur. My Myers-Briggs, ESTP, the entrepreneur. My Enneagram 3, the entrepreneur or the charmer. I'm also the charmer on an Enneagram, which if you think about it, if you're going to make a sell and get people to like what you're doing and you're an entrepreneur, you got to have a little bit of charm. You got to have a little charisma. You got to be magnetic, all of which I am maybe. You don't know because you can't read my natal chart. But, so how do you go down this process of self-discovery if you don't really truly know who you are? First off, most importantly, call your moms, call your dads, call your grandparents, whoever your caregiver is, and if you can, ask them what time you were born. Because you can get this thing called a natal chart that'll tell you where all your planets were located, and it breaks down each element of your personality from the astrology side. So for instance, I was born at 2:39 a.m. in Kansas City, Kansas on 3/15/91. So that makes my sun in Pisces, my moon in Pisces, my ascending sign or my rising sign in Capricorn, my Venus in Aries, my Pluto in Scorpio, my Saturn in Aquarius, my Jupiter in Leo, and so forth. But all these planets and all these different aspects of your natal chart have to do with different parts of your personality. And then you can go down the rabbit hole and learn about the houses and all the stuff that really just defines your path in life that you get to go to choosing your destiny. Pretty cool, right? I actually didn't know what an entrepreneur was until I kept seeing it when I did my Myers-Briggs, my Enneagram, my natal chart, my numerology, and I was like, why does this thing entrepreneur keep popping up? What the heck's an entrepreneur? And then I found out what it was after I was 3 months deep and started my own business and becoming an entrepreneur. Ironic, right? It's just destiny knocking on my doorstep. So once you figure out your natal chart, you could really truly read into it and read it like what that sign is in each planet and what it truly means. And if it doesn't resonate, which it probably should and will, maybe you're blocking yourself from your truest self. Another aspect you can look at is numerology. And numerology is like the easiest one ever. You have two really basic numerology concepts. One is called your destiny number, which is simply taking the day of the month you were born on and adding it together. And if it goes above 9, you reduce it down. So, and we'll get into this in a second because my life path is a master number, which is we'll get to. So for instance, I'm born on March 15th, 1991. My destiny number is a 6 because all you do is you forget about the year and the month, push those to the side, and now you take your birthday. Mine's the 15th, so 1 plus 5 is 6. So my destiny is all about unconditionally loving everybody around me. And I'm full of love, I gotta say, I really am. I truly do love everybody around me, and I'll instantly help anybody, which is like my greatest obstacle in life, but also learning to balance that about loving everybody and loving myself too. Because you gotta love yourself, right? So, destiny number, take your birthday, just the day, and add it together. And if you were born, let's see if there's any tricky numbers here, on the 29th of the month, a 2-9, that puts your destiny at an 11. So 2 plus 9 is 11. So whenever in numerology you get two numbers that equal another double digit, or you get two numbers that are double digits, so 2 plus 9, you have a 2 and a 9, so that's 29. That's a double digit number. It equals 11, which equals another double digit number. That's a master number. So your destiny, if you're born on the 29th, is master number 11, which is the intuitive healer, the master psychic, the wounded healer. It's a great life path. It's so much fun. But as a destiny number, you still resonate with the life path at an 11, but it's your destiny instead of the path you walk in life. Next up, you have your life path, which I believe is the utmost important thing about numerology. And a life path is adding up your full birthday, month, day, and year together. So mine is 3/15/1991. So we're going to add up all those numbers piece by piece by piece together and see what we get at the end. And mine is a great example because I'm a master number. And like I said, I have a double digit number. So my birthday is 3. So 3 plus 1 plus 5 plus 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 1 equals 29. And I'm like, well, there's no life path 29. So I add 2 plus 9 together and I get 11. So I took my numbers equal the double digit number, and then I tried to reduce it to a single digit number and was found with another double digit number, which equals 11, which means I'm a life path 11. I'm the master psychic. I'm the wounded healer. It's awesome. And with that, I also know my life path is about changing the world. It's about unconditionally loving people. It's about walking down this path of light and darkness, but staying down the center of it and addressing both. And it's very powerful to read a life path number, because I haven't found one person that I've been like, hey, what's your birthday? Shot them their life path, and they're like, that's not me. No, that's not me. But it's so crazy to see people's eyes open up when they find out their life path, when they see their full natal chart, when they understand all the aspects of astrology. And then you add on the more typical versions that people do of Enneagrams and Myers-Briggs that I consider more westernized, and then they all match up, and then you're like, holy crap. Wow, I wasn't supposed to be a nurse. And I got a yod in my chart, and that's why it all happened like that. So guys, when you really dive into self-discovery and you start looking at all this stuff that you thought was like a hoax and just like, it's not real. There's just 9 planets up there floating around for no reason. They have nothing, but we just like send shuttles out there and find out that they're just big rocks that, you know, this one science says influences my personality and how I love people and why I have relationship blocks. And then you truly understand every element of yourself. And then when you find out all those elements of yourself, much like we did in the very early videos of this self-transformation process of like identifying things about yourself that you would like to change and really shift to a new you, then you really can address those factors or your weaknesses and really look at your strengths too. And now you're like, oh, I'm a double Pisces, numerology 11. I'm really creative. I'm really artistic. Wow, maybe I should do something with that. And then you'll see how fast you can really grow the things you're really good at. And then you can also be conscious and knowledgeable about the things that tend to be your weaknesses or your less positive traits. And you can really start working on shifting those to more positive traits so that you're like the best version of yourself, right? That is a true self-transformation. And when you start understanding all these aspects, you're going to see yourself like transform overnight. And you're going to be like, I don't even know what a good example is here. You're going to have the butterfly effect. You're going to turn from this little caterpillar that's just kind of not too beautiful, kind of has to inch around and crawl around, to this beautiful butterfly that can go anywhere in the universe and looks pretty doing it, right? That was beautiful. I really like that analogy. So guys, make sure you look up your natal chart. There's tons of websites out there. AstroCharts is one that I use for free. It even gives you like readouts about aspects like yods and trines and stelliums and all these other aspects that you can go deeper into astrology on. And then it also gives you basic readouts that you can go on to Google and say, oh, what does Aries and Venus mean? What does Gemini and Mars mean? What does Pluto and Scorpio mean? And then you can look at all these different aspects, relate it to the bigger aspects like your sun, moon, and rising sign. And then you can be like, oh my gosh, I fully understand myself. Then you can look up your birthday, you can look at your destiny number, and then you can get into numerology, you can start looking at your address. You can look at all these aspects that numbers influence your life, relate it to your natal chart and be like, holy crap, that's pretty cool. And then you can look at your Enneagram and be like, wow, that's crazy that all these align. And then you can look at your Myers-Briggs and go, oh my gosh, the universe knows who I am and I don't even know me. This is so cool. I'm going to be the greatest person ever now because I know myself. And it's really a magical, eye-opening process. So I encourage you all to do it. If you have any questions about your numerology, your astrology, feel free to DM me. Feel free to comment below. Also visit yumispirituality.com. You can book a session. I'll go super intuitive on you and I'll just pull stuff out that you didn't tell me that I figured out just because I channeled into your energy. And then boom, we'll all be getting to the best versions of ourselves and helping one another out. So guys, please comment below if you have any questions. Make sure you like, subscribe, and keep watching these videos, guys. Thank you very much and have a nice day.